Peace unto you, Israel. Peace unto you. Another Vex, another unexpected video. Vex got a new high on deck rapidly. Yo, this week went by quick. Listen, King TVET on deck. Vex. That was quick. Vex. Purity becoming one. We had two on deck. Another unannounced video and another unexpected video. But this video, listen, remember I tell you I share my notes with you guys. My notes are my videos. And, sometimes we tend not to remember or not even X-Star in the house, Tav X. Glad you tuned in, Tav X. I'm glad you tuned in. Purity and becoming one. I made a video or two this week earlier, and the time is flying by. Hooray! You know what that means. And I didn't think I was going to do one today. I'm going to do a very short, like, those little videos that call shorts on YouTube. I'm going to do a short after this one. So you don't have to tune in. You can just watch it when you get time or whatever. This one's not going to take that long. It's not going to be short, but it's not going to be long. And, I share, this video channel is to share with you guys my notes. And, I'm embarking on, alternative health, which I've always been, I'm studying herbalism and to be a herbalist, not for business purposes, just for myself, because I always wanted to do it. I had an alternative health business about 30 years ago. And, the little spark came back. So I'm really getting into it. And I was reading a book today. One of the books in the course books that I'm going to be embarking upon. So, I started one book. And I was shocked that the book, and this is a science book, biochemistry, you would not think that I would be thinking about the scriptures while studying it. So since my notes are my videos, I'm bringing it to you. And then the video topic and title came in my mind, and I'm like, you Negroes forget the extent of it. You Negroes forget the extent of it. And in the secular science book, they brought it back to life in my head, because sometimes you Negroes, and myself too, you forget. You forget the extent of it. I said, I should have named it. You forget the extent of it. I'm going to bring it out to you in our trusty Tanakh. This is old. You can see it's kind of faded. It's old. So we're going to go over a few things that's going to make you go, yeah, I did forget. I did forget the extent of it. And in that, we will honor the Most High. Your honor, devotion, glorification, magnification, exaltation should go high through the roof when I'm done with this. Because, I make a lot of videos about various topics and stuff like that. And sometimes you forget the extent of it. We're busy talking because we have to learn. We have to learn a lot of different topics, but sometimes we forget the source. Sometimes we forget the source. That's why sometimes you don't remember the extent of it. And that's what this video is going to be about. We have 5 minutes. Listen, there's only 3 in the room. And remember, we only need a couple. The remnant is going to be very small. We're going to give them like 50 more seconds. And it'll just be us three cozy. It's going to be us three cozy. These are my computer glasses. These are my glasses. These are to block the blue light. So let me put these back on. Whoa. And Denny Armstead, you missed my intro. Tav X, Purity Becoming One. When the video is done, get on. Watch it again. Watch the first Tav X. On my ring, you can see the Tav X at the bottom pretty clear now. What's going on? Purity becoming one. Yes, that's what we need. Purity and becoming one. And you guys and myself, you don't remember the extent of it. That's what I'm going to remind you today. You don't remember the extent of it. And the Most High, it says in Proverbs 16, the Most High made everything for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. The part that I want you to get from Proverbs 16, the Most High made everything for himself. He made biochemistry. And this is where I got the idea from because I'm studying it for my herbalist course. Bigger? I'm reading the biochemistry book and the creator's coming up. I said, I got to share this with these Negroes. All right, we're going to start. We're at 6 minutes. We're at 7 minutes. It's going to be a cozy convocation with 4 strong Hebrews at the helm. Let's get it. And we're going to start. It's the chemistry book. But we're going to start right here. We're going to get right into it. Psalm 139, and I'm going to read the whole psalm. I'm just going to read just 2 verses. No, this is not Christian church where they're stomping, doing all that, passing the plate around, rolling on the floor, barking, doing that crazy shit. No. And then the guy comes up, reads a verse or 2, and then starts talking BS for the rest. No. This is not Christianity. We're the Hebrew Israelites. I want to show you something after that too. Remind me, one of you guys up there, to show you a tiny video clip of a Caucasian woman. Say that so I remember what clip for you to show me. We're living in the end days, my brothers and sisters. Time is going by rapidly. I'm doing this video to remind you the extent of it. Psalm 139, for the leader of David, a psalm. O Lord, you have examined me and know me. When I sit down or stand up, you know it. You discern my thoughts from afar. You observe my walking and reclining and are familiar with all my ways. There is not a word on my tongue, but that you, O Lord, know it well. You hedge me before and behind. You lay your hand upon me. It is beyond my knowledge. It is a mystery. I cannot fathom it. Where can I escape from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I descend to Sheol, you are there too. If I take wing with the dawn to come to rest on a western horizon, even there your hand will be guiding me. Your right hand will be holding me fast. I say, surely darkness will conceal me. Night will provide me with cover. Darkness is not dark for you. Night is as light as day. Darkness and light are the same. It was you who created my conscience. You fashioned me in my mother's womb. I praise you. For I am wondrously, awesomely made. Your work is wonderful. I know it very well. Let me read it again. It was you who created my conscience. You fashioned me in my mother's womb. I praise you. For I am awesomely, wondrously made. Your work is wonderful. I know it very well. Sometimes you guys don't remember the extent of it. My frame was not concealed from you. When I was shaped in a hidden place, knitted together in the recesses of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed limbs. They were all recorded in your book. In due time, they were formed to the very last one of them. How weighty your thoughts seem to me, O God, how great their number. I count them. They exceed the grains of sand. I end, but am still with you. I end. That's hope. I end, and I'm still with you. Oh God, if you would only slay the wicked, you murderers, away from me. Who invoke you from intrigue? Your enemies who swear by you falsely. Oh Lord, you know I hate those who hate you and loathe your adversaries. I feel a perfect hatred towards them. I count them my enemies. Examine me, O God, and know my mind. Probe me and know my thoughts. See if I have vexatious ways and guide me in ways everlasting. Psalm 139. It was you who created my conscience. This is the highlight for me for this video. It was you who created my conscience. You fashioned me in my mother's womb. I praise you. For I am awesomely, wondrously made. Your work is wonderful. I know it very well. Sometimes you don't remember the extent of it. King David says, I know it very well. Making this video so you will remember and know it very well also. When I was reading my biochemistry book, that came to mind while I was reading it. You'll know why in a second. Rasta Hill, Ta Vex, my brother. Purity and becoming one. Purity and becoming one. You know why when I move the ring, I'm trying to show you the script at the bottom. That's what it says, Ta Vex. Purity and becoming one. Ezekiel 37. Two houses becoming one. We need purity. And if your mind was more pure, you would remember the extent of it, of what I just read in Psalm 139, how awesomely and wondrously you are made. And now in this biochemistry, I'm going to get down to the details. Even this secular guy, and he's most likely a secular guy, he got it. Chemistry, science, and the Most High is together. He made everything anyway, but it's linked up. I'm going to link it where you haven't heard it like this before. I'm going to start. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to start from here. Biochemistry. Let me tell you something. Let me say this before I start our biochemistry lesson. This is a video like I have never done before. Biochemistry? Yes, biochemistry. Before I start, Isaiah 6. The seraphim are flying around the throne room of the Most High, even right now, all day. I can't say 24/7 because he doesn't deal with time. He created time. Time is not on his essence level. Time only is on our physicalness. Isaiah 6, the seraphim. These are the angels that have a specific job that are just flying around the Most High in his throne room, around his throne, saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God of hosts, whose presence is in every place. They sing that. They say that around his throne continuously. Making this video so you can remember the power of the Most High. So when you mention his name in your mind, when you're thinking about him, when you're praying and reading, maybe that thought will come to your mind as well. Isaiah 6. The seraphim are flying around the throne room of the Most High, singing and saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God of hosts, whose presence is in every place. He's everywhere. He's made everything. I want you to know the extent of it. Really, our human body is a miracle of mechanism. No work of man can compare with its accuracy of its process and the simplicity of its laws. At maturity, a human skeleton contains 165 bones, so delicately and perfectly adjusted that science has despaired of ever imitating it. The muscles are about 500 in number, length of elementary canal, 32 feet, amount of blood in average adult, 30 pounds, or 1/5 the weight of the body. The heart is 6 inches in length and 4 inches in diameter and beats 70 times per minute, 4,200 times per hour, over 101,000 per minute, and over 37,000 per year. At each beat, 2½ ounces of blood are thrown out of it. 175 ounces per minute, 656 pounds per hour, or about 8 tons per day. You are awesomely and wondrously made. I want you to remember the extent of it. All the blood in the body passes through the heart every 3 minutes. And during 70 years, it lifts 270 million tons of blood. How awesomely and wondrously you're made. You need to remember how powerful this is. The lungs contain about 1 gallon of air at their usual degree of inflation. We breathe on an average 1,200 breaths per hour. Inhale 600 gallons of air, or 24,000 gallons daily of air. The aggregate surface of the air cells of the lungs exceed 20,000 square inches, an area nearly equal to that of a room 12 feet square. The average weight of the brain of an adult is 3 pounds, 8 ounces. The average female's brains, cells, and tissues are finer and more delicate in fiber and mechanism, which evidently accounts for the intuition of women. It would appear that the difference in convolution and fineness of tissue and brain matter is responsible for the degrees of consciousness called reason and intuition. That's why they say women got a lot of intuition, because their brain nerve construction is finer, it's lighter. You were awesomely and wondrously made. The nerves are all connected with the brain directly or by the spinal marrow, but nerves receive their substances from the blood and their motive power from the solar plexus dynamo. The nerves, together with the branches and minutes ramifications, probably exceed 10 million in number. forming a bodyguard outnumbering the mightiest army ever marshaled. You got a lot of nerves in your body. You were awesomely and wondrously made. The skin is composed of 3 layers and varies from 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch in thickness. The average area of skin is estimated to be about 2,000 square inches. The atmospheric pressure being 14 pounds to square inch, a person of medium size is subjected to the pressures of 28,000 pounds. Each square inch of skin contains 3,500 sweat tubes or respiratory pores, each of which may be likened to a little drain tile. 1/4 of an inch in length, making an aggregate length of the entire surface of the body 202,000 feet, or a tile for draining the body nearly 40 miles in length. Stay with me. I know it's a little technical, stay with me. You're smart. You are awesomely and wondrously made. It's going to get better. Just hold on. Our body takes in an average of 5.5 pounds of food. Listen to this, for you hungry Negroes. Our body takes in an average of 5.5 pounds of food and drink each day, which amounts to 1 ton of solid and liquid nourishment annually. Our body takes in an average of 5.5 pounds of food and drink each day, which amounts to 1 ton of solid and liquid nourishment annually. In a year, you guys take in a ton of food and water. You were gloriously and awesomely made, so that in 70 years, a man eats and drinks 1,000 times his own weight. There is not known in all the realm of architecture or mechanics one little device which is not found in the human organism. The pulley, the lever, the inclined plane, the hinge, the universal joint, the tube, the trap doors, the scissors, the grindstone, the whip, the arch, the girders, the filters, the valves, the bellows, the pump, the camera, the Ellen harp, the irrigation plant, the telegraph, the telephone system, all these and 100 other devices which man thinks he has invented, but which have only been telegraphed to the brain from the solar plexus. Everything starts in the solar plexus, your second brain, your stomach, your digestive tract, and cruelly copied or manifested on the objective canvas. It's saying right there that all these things you see, these gadgets and tools and pumps and this and that, is you. And your brain from the subconscious took it out and gave those inventors how to do it, which came from them, which came from the Most High. No arch ever made by man is as perfect as the arch formed by the upper end of the 2 legs and the pelvis to support the weight of the trunk. It said you were awesomely, wondrously made. There's nothing like you, even though you think you're imperfect because you don't remember the extent of it. You don't remember the extent of it. I'm going to refresh your memory in this video. No arch ever made by man is as perfect as the arch formed by the upper ends of the 2 legs you got, and the pelvis to support the weight of the trunk. No palace or cathedral ever built has been provided with such a perfect system of arches and girders. You see those beautiful churches, the Most High, and science and microbiology says they can equate to you the perfection in it. I know you think you're not perfection because maybe you're short, not short, tall, skinny, fat, probably not too good looking or good looking. You think you're wondrously and awesomely made. No waterway on earth is so complete, so commodious, or so populous as the wonderful river of life, the stream of blood, the violin, the trumpet, the harp, the grand organ, and all the other musical instruments are mere counterfeits of the human voice. Let me say that again so it can seep in, because you guys don't remember the extent of it. That's why you should be like mimicking the seraphims in Isaiah 6. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God of hosts, whose presence is in every place. And then you praise him crazy. You magnify him crazy. You extol his name crazy. No waterway on earth is so complete, so commodious, or so populous as that wonderful river of life, the stream of blood. The violin, the trumpet, the harp, the grand organ, and all the, and you know the grand organ, you know why? Let me just tell you, think about it. I'm telling you, that's why you don't remember the extent of it. You got organs in your body. It's music. He's created everything in you. You don't realize, you don't remember the extent of it. Your organs, your heart, your liver, your this, your gallbladder, your lung, all organs. That's music. The violin, the trumpet, the harp, the grand organ, and all the other musical instruments are mere counterfeits of the human voice. Man has tried in vain to duplicate the hinges of the knee. Man has tried in vain to duplicate the hinges of the knee. I know some of you are going to say, well, there's AI robots now. It's a copy. It's a counterfeit. The perfect one is inside you. Glory to the Most High. I.s.u.p.k. I am that I am. Man has tried in vain to duplicate the hinges of the knee, elbows, fingers, and toes, although they are part of his own body. Another marvel of the human body is the self-regulating process by which nature keeps the temperature in health at 98 degrees. Whether in India, where the temperature is 130 degrees, or in the Arctic region, where the record shows 120 degrees below freezing point, the temperature of the body remains the same, practically steady at 98 degrees, despite the extreme to which it is subjected to. You are awesomely, wondrously made. You forgot the extent of it. It was said that all roads lead to Rome. Modern science has discovered that all roads of real knowledge led to the human body. Let me read that again. That's why you didn't remember. You don't remember. You don't remember the extent of it. That's why you should praise him crazy. It was said that all roads lead to Rome. Modern science has discovered that all roads of real knowledge lead to the human body. The human body is an epitome of the universe. And when man turns within the mighty searching of the reason and investigation that he has so long used without, the new heaven and earth will appear. While it is true that flesh is made by precipitation of blood, it is not true that blood is made from food. Blood is not made from food. The inorganic or cell salts contained in food are set free by the process of combustion or digestion and carried into circulation through the delicate absorption tubes of the mucous membrane of the stomach and intestines. Air or the spirit breathes into the lungs, enters the arteries, and chemically unites with the mineral base, and by a wonderful transformation, it creates flesh, bone, hair, nails, and all the fluid of the body. Yo, I'm not reading inside the Tanakh, the Tanakh, the Old Testament. I'm reading out of my biochemistry book. This is what I'm reading out of. He knows, but a lot of you don't remember the extent of it. The fats, the albumin. Albumin is, and I know it because I don't eat meat anymore. You know, you could say I eat a meat byproduct. I eat eggs only because I don't want to eat meat. Our intestines are like 32 feet long. Animals, they can eat meat. Their intestines like 10 feet long, 15, 16 feet long. And meat is putrefying, rotting. I can say it better, rotting inside. And that's how you get a lot of diseases, a lot of acid, et cetera, et cetera. So, um, I don't eat meat. So the reason why I'm talking about why I don't eat meat is because I only eat eggs. I was just eating egg whites, but I said, I'm gonna go just with the eggs because it has the better protein and stuff. And you need your protein helps your muscles. Your heart is a muscle, so I want the best protein. I want to make it through Jeremiah 30, Jacob's trouble, and Joel chapter 2. I want to. That's my plan. Most High has another plan. I hope his plan is to give me my desire, which is to have me be able to make it through there and go in the wilderness. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Albium is egg whites. That part, you have the yellow part, the yolk, and then the white part. The white part is albium, that clear part. The fat, the albumin, the fibrins, etc., that compose the organic parts of food are burnt up in the process of digestion, transposed into energy or forced to run the human battery. Blood is made from air. Blood is made from air. Thus, all nations that dwell on the earth are of one blood, from all breath, one air. The best food is the food that burns up quickly and easily. That is with the least friction of the human furnace. See? And look at science is telling you, they're going to tell you that in school. They're going to give you the pyramid chart food because they know, just like a car, you have to take care of your car. You got to change the oil every 3,000 miles or 5,000, depending on what car and oil filter you have. You got to change spark plugs and coils and wires and this and brakes and all that. You got to do that or it's going to break down the run. They know that you're going to break down. And you don't realize it. It's what you put in your body. So you're going to break down. I'm partly broken, but I'm in the mechanic shop now. I'm changing, and I'm on a way of recovery. The best food that burns up the quickest and easiest, that is with the least friction in the human furnace. Remember, your intestines are 32 feet long. Meat is acidic and takes a long time to break down. Then you got your parasites, your fungus, your molds, and all that, and it's all contributing to, and they know it because they want you to visit their lovely, cozy home called the hospital and clinics, the cozy home called pharmacy, and then later to their operating room and cancer ward and stuff like that. Where other less foods, eggs, is still way less than meat because it's the albumin yolk. It's not hard to tear down. Some people just eat fruit, but to me, it's not enough of protein in it and vegetables. But anyway, let me continue. The sexual function of man and woman, the holy operation of creative energy manifested in male and female, the formation of life germs in the ovum and sex fluids, the divine procedure of the word made flesh and the mysteries of conception and birth are the despair of science. Know ye not that your body is a temple of the living God? For God breathed into man the breath of life. Listen to this. The vagus nerve, so named because of its wandering vagrant branches, is the greatest marvel of human organism. So I'm giving you a microbiology science lesson today. This is what I study now. I love it. I'm so interested in it. Outside, number one interested is the Most High, the Tanakh, is this. Okay. And the second indulgement of reading is microbiology and stuff like that. Because the scripture is going to come in it when I read it anyway. Know ye not that your bodies are the temple of the living God? For God breathed into man the breath of life. And I'm reading out of a science book, not the one science books that you read in your schools. Those are demon books. In the word of Epictetus, unhappy man, thou bearest a God with thee and knoweth it not. Listen, you don't remember the extent of it. In the words of Epictetus, unhappy man, thou bearest a God with thee. He said, God is with you, and you know it not. You don't even know he's with you. Hold on. Okay, let me just start here. We're saying, welcome every organ and tribute of me, any might. No, this is a song he's singing. He went off a little bit. Anyway, let me get back to the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, so named because of its wandering. And I skipped. I don't know how I skipped that like that. Excuse me. The vagus nerve, so named because of its wandering vagrant branches, is the greatest marvel of the human organism. Now listen to this. And Anuha, she's already on that camping path, that trail. Let me read this again. And this is, see, we share, I'm sharing with you, Negroes, Israelites. The vagus nerve, so named because of its wondrous vagrant branches, is the greatest marvel of the human organism. Grief depresses the circulation through the vagus. A condition of malnutrition follows, and tuberculosis, often of the hasty type, follows. The root of the vagus nerve are in the medulla oblongata at the base of the small brain of the cerebellum, and explains why death follows the severing of the medulla. It controls the heart action, and if a drug such as aconite be administered, even a small dose, its effects upon this nerve is shown in slowly the action of the heart and decreasing the blood pressure. In large doses, it paralyzes the end of the vagus in the heart so that the pulse becomes suddenly very rapid, at the same time irregular. Branches of the vagus nerve reaches the heart, lungs, stomach, liver, and kidneys. Listen. And Anuha, she's on this road of affirmations. I do affirmations. I do biblical affirmations, Tanakh affirmations. Remember, the heathens steal everything. They're going to make it, this Eastern mysticism and whatever. No, as a man thinks, so is he. The vagus nerve, your cerebellum. It's important. Listen to this. Worry brings on kidney disease. My kidneys hurt, but they're better. They get very better. I have bouts of worry sometimes, just like all of you. Worry brings on kidney disease, but it is the vagus nerve, and especially that branch running to the kidneys, which undue excitement or worry or strain brings about the paralysis of the kidneys and performance of their function. Now you know why you're sick, and you got aches and pains, and you're on the electric scooter going without brakes downhill very fast. They're not going to tell you this. You're going to hear this at Hebrew on the Island 2. Tanakh biochemistry lesson. When we say that man's heart sinks within him from fear or apprehension, it is shown by the effect of this nerve upon the heart action. If the heart beats high with hope, or he sighs for relief, it is the vagus nerve that has conducted the mental state to the heart and accelerates its action, or cause that spasmodic action of the lung, which we call a sigh. The nerves of the human body constitute the tree of life. You forgot the extent of it. You know the nerves, you know how many nerves? It's like a resemblance, a photo of the tree of life. You were wonderfully, awesomely made. The nerves of the human body constitute the tree of life with its leaves of healing. The flowing waters of the river of life are the veins and arteries through which sweep the red magnetic current of love of spirit made of visible. Behold, the divine telegraph system. Yo, when I was reading this, I was like, yo, I forgot the extent of it. I'm just, my body's not the way I really want it. This is wrong. This is no, Negro Israelite. You are awesomely, wondrously made. Praise the Most High. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was, who and is to come, whose presence is in every place. Praise the Most High. I hear, I shall hear. I am that I am. Behold, the divine telegraph system, the million nerves, wires running through the wondrous temple. The temple not made with hands, the temple made without sound of saw or hammer. View the central sun of the human system, the solar plexus, vibrating life abundantly. Listen to this. Aviation liquefies air. Deep breathing for physical development and the healing of diverse diseases rule the day. Yo, I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to get it because now I got to think on how to do it because it's not natural. Listen, a lot of yous and myself, you're breathing really 2 in 1, like 1, 2, out, 1, 2 all day. And it's natural to you. You've been doing it all your life. And guess what? That helps to increase your heart rate. You don't even know it because it's normal, it's natural to you, and that's it. Look what I just read. Aviation, liquefied air, deep breathing. You know, remember, when you hear them yogis and them yoga practices, everybody, remember, they turn everything around. We got demons. The heathens are demons, workers, you know, and they all copy everything from us. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, but you don't have to show it. Just breathe deep. And 2 out. You don't have to make sounds in and out. And guess what? When you do that, you're slowing down your heart. The Most High wants you to live longer. You are awesomely, wondrously made. You don't remember the extent of it, Israel. Hold on, be patient with me. Scientists have discovered that there are dormant or undeveloped brain cells in countless numbers, especially in the cerebrum or upper brain, the seat of moral faculties, or more definitely speaking, the key which, when touched with the vital force set free through the process of physical regeneration by saying the seed and by the baptism in ointment. This procedure causes the dormant cells, the little buzz, to actually bloom. The smile is perfect. The cells, while dormant, are like a flower yet in the bud. When the substance that is needed for their development reaches them through physical regeneration, as outlined in the plan of salvation for us, the cells bloom and then vibrate at a rate that causes the consciousness, and that's our new birth. Listen to this. The eye is hardly less wonderful, Israelite. You don't remember the extent of it. I have green eyes, and sometimes they change blue. You can't tell, but if you were right in front of me, you see it, and look at my driver's license, you'll see it. But you were wondrously and awesomely made. The eye is hardly less wonderful, being a perfect photographer camera. The retina is a dry plate on which are focused all objects by means of crystalline lenses. The cavity behind this eye is the shutter. The eyelid is the drop shutter. The draping of the optical dark room is the only black membrane in the entire body. The miniature camera is self-focusing, self-loading, and self-developing, and takes millions of pictures every day in color and enlarges them to life size for you. You were awesomely, wondrously made. You should be praising the Most High like crazy. Charts have been prepared which show that the eye has 729 distinct expressions conveying as many distinct shades of meaning. The power of color perception is overwhelming. To perceive red, the color red, the retina of the eye must receive 395,000 vibrations in a second. For violet, it must respond to 790 million. In our waking moments, our eyes are bombarded every minute by at least 600 million vibrations. Your air contains a perfect miniature piano. I'm telling you, everything that you see is you. The air contains a perfect miniature piano of about 3,000 double fibers or strings stretched or relaxed in unison with exterior sounds. The longest chord of this marvelous instrument is 1/5 of an inch, while the shortest is about 1/5 hundredths of an inch. The 3,000 strings are distributed through a register of 7 octaves, each octave corresponding to about 500 fibers, and every half tone subdivided again into 320 others. The deepest tone we can hear has 32 vibrations a second. The highest has 70,000. The air is a colossal mystery, and phenomena of sound is a secret only recorded in the holies of holy of the infinite mind. And what is mind? And then, let me see. Hold it. I got a little bit more, just a little bit more. There's a little bit more. Now comes speech. The word that was in the beginning, God certainly bankrupted his infinite series of miracles when he gave the power of speech to man. You don't know how complicated it is because you don't remember the extent of it. At last, we have found the true church of God. At last, we just found the true church, the true building of God, the human body. In this body or church, spirit operates like some chemist or electrician. No more searching through India's jungle or scaling the Himalaya heights in search of a master or a teacher dwelling in some mysterious cave. But instead, you have found the kingdom of the real within the temple. And that's you. If you're fearing and keeping his commandments and having undivided loyalty to him, glorying in your devotion to him. We're going to bring this to a close. We're going to bring my Torah lesson and biochemistry science lesson to a close soon. Man, listen to this. Open your ears. Man has been able to scale the heavens to measure the distance between the stars and the planetary bodies, even though, the earth is flat. Remember, throw the baby out with the bathwater. And to analyze the component parts of the sun and worlds. Yet he cannot eat without making himself ill. Let me read that again. Man has been able to scale the heavens, to measure the distance between the stars and planet bodies, and to analyze the component parts of the sun and worlds. Yet he cannot eat without making himself ill. He can foretell eclipses and tides for years in advance, but cannot look far enough ahead in his own affairs to say when he may be brought down with a grip or calculated accurately the end of any bodily ill that may afflict him. When he finds out what he really is and how much he has always had to do in the making, he will be ready to grasp some idea how wonderfully the human body is. Modern physiologists, sorry for my pronouncing things. It's not psychologists, it's, because it's an anatomy and physiology. A physiologist know that our bodies are completely made over every year. You are awesomely and wondrously made. You forgot the extent of it. Modern physiologists know that our bodies are completely made over every year by the throwing off of worn out cells and the formation of new ones that is going on every minute. Nature will take care of the making over process, but we are responsible for the plan of reconstruction. Man must learn to run the machinery of his body with the same mathematical accuracy as he now displays in control of an engine in a car. See, like in the beginning, it says, you know all these things, but you don't even know how to eat, because what you eat, the demons made it, and it's making you sick, giving you diseases, and killing you. Biochemistry at its finest. Not a book you're going to find in the colleges, because he blended it together. Oh, and you didn't fair use on that chemistry book. I didn't tell you the author. I didn't really show it to you that much, but hopefully this was edifying to you. It was edifying to me reading it, and like everything else, I study. My notes are the things I study every day. I'm going to be a secret biochemist. You won't even know it. I'll be a coheleth and a secret biochemist, homeopath, herbalist. Okay, let me show you this. We're going to end with this. I'm telling you, listen, you can think people don't know, and this is off the topic. But I just want you to know, we're living in the end times. People are talking. They're not going to show it on mainstream media or anything like that, because remember, they don't want you to know. But people know. People know. Not everybody, but a lot of people know. And since a lot of people know, you should remember, it's a gift from the Most High to you. We are in the first aspects of changing positions from the tail to the head. We still ain't there, but we're in the process, because as the system closes down, we're moving positions from the tail to the head. And a lot of heathens know it. They just don't tell you about it. Listen. And remember, the Africa thing, slave ship stuff, they don't know a lot. But guess what? I give them credit, because they know the main core of it. Fair use. This was a video clip. Let me put this fair use on. Hold on. I got a demon watching me on YouTube. Hey, he played his video. Did you get permission? I don't care if it's a short clip. Did you get permission? Fair use. Okay, here we go. Praise the Most High.
Hi. What did you say to me? You said you read Deuteronomy 28, and you said what? I read the whole Bible. I started when I was 5, because my mama was either going to make me sit there and listen to her read it for an hour a day, taught her to let me read it for myself. Mm-hmm. It took a while. I was a kid, King James Version. I prayed for understanding, and maybe because I was a child and I really meant it, I was able to get it. Because I started reading, everything I was reading was not lining up with what they teach you on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I kept reading, it kept being different. And I was a kid, so I thought maybe I was reading something wrong or I didn't have some understanding. It took me a while for me to realize it wasn't about me being right or wrong. The word is right. And what the word says is completely different from what they're going to teach you. I'm not going to teach you what's in that book. Got to read it. I was 5, started. By the time I was 8, I made it to Deuteronomy 28. At the end of Deuteronomy 28, I remember it clearly. I read it. I looked up and I said, wow, really? Wow, this is awesome. I was like, I know the only people that fit what's in this book of who it says that the true house of Israel is, the lost tribes of Israel. They're lost. You know, they say they're scattered. We don't know who they are. I know who they are. It's clear. It's you guys.
What do you mean by you guys?
The folks that were sent through the transatlantic slave trade. The folks that are still in the lands of their captivity. Israel is in the lands of their captivity. There is no creation of the so-called Jewish state of Israel in 1948. That does not fit prophecy. Those people over there that call themselves Jews, they call their own selves Ashkenazi. If you go look at Genesis chapter 10, 1 through 5, it tells you Ashkenaz is descended from Japheth, Noah's son Japheth, not Shem. That means he's a Gentile. I'm a Gentile. You know, we're Gentiles. And I mean, like, I wasn't brainwashed. I got the Bible before they do the brainwashing of the programming and try to make you think Egypt is white, which is ridiculous because it's Africa. So, you know, all that's Africa. So, you know, I'm thinking clearly because I'm reading, I know what's going on, you know. And, like, I was a weird kid. I thought a lot. I thought about things. And, you know, my mom, she was really cool because she never taught me no kind of hate. She taught me to respect.
So what you say about the 1/3?
Okay. That Bible that's told me the truth about the fake Jews, in Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9, you know they run everything. I got to throw this in there. They run everything. The media, the entertainment industry, the banking, the world, pretty much. All the wars we fight is because they tell us to go kick ass. That's what America is. We are the Satan's military arm. And why I say Satan, Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9. I know those who say they are Jews, but do lie and are of the synagogue of Satan. We done read they Ashkenazi, they Japheth. I mean, it's clear.
So what you say that about the 1/3 ruling the earth?
Okay, well, here's how I know that that's true. 1/3, because that's true, so the rest of it is true. You guys' story's in there, and it's all true. Lines up perfectly. It's the only thing that makes any kind of sense. 1/3 of all nations will be left at the very, very end.
You said
and 1/3,
right?
1/3 of Israel. You guys are going to be on top, y'all.
All right, I'm telling you, they know. It looks like, you know, like we're still in the shadows and stuff like that, but they know. Stay on course, Israel. Stay on course. And listen, you 4 in here, I'm going to end this. Hopefully this was edifying to you. Now I can't say to you 4. You don't remember the extent of it. I just read it to you out of a biochemistry book. It's crazy. And that's why you should praise him more. Thank him more. Be in line. Don't practice being his enemy. Practice being his friend. Get on his good side. Cut the shenanigans out. Because he's nobody to play with. Everybody's going to see it in the end. Listen, I'm going to do a real quick video. It's going to be a Hebrew on the Island 2 short. But you're going to want to watch this. I'm going to do it now. Give me about 5 minutes because I have to end this video, put up the picture and all that stuff like that. Just say, give me 10 minutes. Look for the video. You 4 come back on. You'll enjoy it. This is a new Yesh from Israel. Hebrew on the Island 2. Until next time.